Time for another stock review in a way we've never done before. Ticker symbol UAMY. United States Antimony. Antimony, we don't really know. Maybe someone could tell us. I've got an investor on the phone with me now. We're going to do a live analysis of look at it and see what we think of it. Have a chat, have a conversation about this stock. What is it? Well, let's have a quick look at what it is, and then I'll bring in my guest on the show. The United States Antimony, we don't know, Corporation engages in the extraction, processing and sale of antimony, zeolite, silver and gold products. Okay, it's a mining company then. It operates... Let me open this up a little bit more. It operates through the following segments: United States Antimony Operations, Mexican Antimony Operations, Precious Metals Recovery, United States Zeolite Operations. The company was founded by John Lawrence in June 1968, the year before I was born, and is headquartered in Thompson Falls. The listed name for this is UAMY. Okay, let's scroll down. The CEO, there he is, Gary C. Evans. If you'd like Gary on the show, we can get him on the show and listen to him unedited, unscripted. Simply email investor relations, say you're an investor, and we can have him on the show and we can talk to him and learn about the company. Been around for a while. 1968 reminds me of one of our favorite mining stocks. I'm trying to think what the name of it is now. Rio Tinto. I think that was around 1968 as well. That's interesting. Anyway, very small company, only 83 employees. So it's been, I would imagine it's been private for a while. If we look at the chart, if it's been around that long and the price is this low, when did it, let's have a look here. Listed on February, oh, I see, listed on February the 22nd, 2000. So it's only been a public company for 4 years. So it's been around for a long time. It's now gone public to raise funds. That's why companies go public after all, right? The volume is 8.46, very low volume then. So it's a very small company at the moment. Average volume 3.52, nothing special today. Market cap 219 million. Very, very small company, this one. If this is a bullish review, you can often see the stock go up on stocks of this size. We'll probably rank number one for this, I'd imagine. It's losing money, look, it's negative 46 times earnings. It's losing money. That's probably why it went public, to raise funds for its business. If we look at the trading trends, you can see people have been buying. There's not as much information here normally as we'd see from insiders, institutions, but we will come on to that in a moment. Look at the earnings. The earnings have been losing money, but recently, until the last earnings, it looked like we were about to go cash positive, but we're going down again. Perhaps we'll cover this earnings. Who's covering this stock? Well, SNDL, or who else is investing in this stock? SNDL, Zamidica. I'm showing you this because it gives us an idea of how the stock will trade. If we see who else buys the stock on Robinhood, it gives us an idea of the sentiment behind the stock. Okay, so far we don't learn a great deal. What we can see, however, is extreme volatility. This is a secular stock. Like a lot of these sort of stocks, minerals, things you mine out of the ground, goes up and down. There's a time to buy and a time to sell. Right now, obviously, at a $2 stock, it's a penny stock. It's a stock that isn't doing very well. It's a stock that loses money. So straight away, it's not the sort of thing I would look for. You know me, I'm looking for value and profitable businesses to own that I can buy and forget about. But this is a trading stock, no doubt about it. It's secular. It bounces up and down. You buy at the bottom, sell at the top. Kind of obvious, right? If you find the trends, get the technical chart from Sensei, you can discover that. But we do have a guest with us live on the show today. That's calling in from Austin, Texas. That's interested in this. Asked me to review it live on the show. You just become a member. I've never done this before, but I am going to do it for you. This is nice to do it this way. I'll come right back to you, so please stand by. This is the analysis I'm looking for on Seeking Alpha. If you are one of my viewers, you can get a lifetime, a discount and a Black Friday deal. It's in the chat. Seeking Alpha analysts. I'm a Seeking Alpha analyst. It just means you have access to Seeking Alpha wants you to give them your opinion. Then no one's even covering it. It's not getting any attention, which means because it's not getting any attention, it's not got no volume. No one's really bothered about it. So hopefully this video will bring it to more people. Wall Street say it's a strong buy. Wall Street like it. Quant, the AI software, likes it as well. It's saying it's a hold. Unfortunately, we can't give you any forward PE or any guidance because there just isn't enough information. But we look at the valuation, it's a C. So it looks like it's relatively good value at this price. Growth is C+, profitability is D. F is the lowest, you've got D, E, F, and momentum is A+. We've got movement recently, A+. Okay, I do have some latest news, and it's funny because our guest just mentioned this to me, and I found this straight away. Perpetua Resources, United States Antimony Inc. formal testing agreement. Now, this is just out. This news came out literally an hour ago. An hour ago. This is breaking news, just out, and if you are one of my premium customers, you are able to get this news out like this using the Seeking Alpha. Please go and at least get the free trial and the discount. You might as well. United States UAMY and Perpetua Resources, PPTA, up 6.9%. Pre-market Monday after announcing a formal metallurgical testing agreement to evaluate stibnite-rich material from Perpetua's stibnite gold project in Idaho. Now, we do like companies that mine precious metals. We've got lots of connections in this field and lots of use case for it. It makes, of course, the United States more independent, and Donald Trump's going to be behind all of this kind of stuff. The company said the testing will allow the evaluation of antimony product specifications that may be able to be commercially produced from Perpetua or at U.S. Antimony's processing plant, but they have not entered into a joint agreements for commercial production at the current evaluation stage. The Stibnite Gold Project contains the largest near-term opportunity to secure American antimony, and identifying domestic processing opportunities is important to our ability to supply antimony for America's defense, energy, and technology industries. Okay. Interesting stuff. Let me now go and look at the analysis of this company a bit more, and then I shall come back to my guest who asked me to cover this. Hello. What's this here?
TJ Molden donated $9.99 through a super chat. Not meaning to interject too much, just want to thank you, Argan, for the plug. Heads up under 2.00. Today is wild. Love this community.
You're very welcome. $2 was the buy time for a plug, no question about it. And you're very welcome, and I'm glad you've made money. There's no surprise that plug would go up to its next earnings. Consider trimming, though. I'm telling you now, take profit, don't hold it regardless. Okay, if we look at the intrinsic valuation, it's 94% overvalued. Scary stuff, only worth 12 cents. Let me scroll down, look at the financials. Very small company. 9.6 million, up 3%. It's got no money. Operating income up 5%. Net income up 9%. Investing cash flow up 2%. Investing cash flow down 87%. That's a positive. Operating cash flow up 62%. But see how it's secular. You can buy, sell. It's not a solid, it's not Coca-Cola. It's the very opposite, okay? Scrolling on down, let's look at its balance sheet. Is it a business you can own? 28 million in assets, 12 million cash, good balance of cash to assets. Let's look at the liabilities. The liabilities of the company, long-term debt, 262,000, has no real debt. Our debt position, long-term debt, is only 8% of the company. So when we get to it, I would imagine that it's going to have a rubbish profitability, but it's not going to go bankrupt. So you can buy and own it, perhaps. Let's look at these numbers here. Now, if you're wondering what these different things are, as you notice, it does open up an information of what this is. If you get my alpha spread, my members can get a version of this free, and so good the premium, it will make my membership for free. It's that good. I know the CEO. Gross margin, it loses money. It's an exploratory time at the moment, but it's been around a long time, this company. I don't like a company that's been around so long not making any money. That's not a win for me. I'll tell you that now. Minus 14% gross margin, operating margin minus 58%, net margin minus 55%, FCF minus 13%, ROCE negative 19%. Every single metric is scarily bad. Nothing good to report at all. Okay? Nothing at all to report. Now, just like I said, no doubt about it. I knew that was going to happen. Profitability, 23. It's red. It's not completely zero, but it's making no money at all. But like I said, balance sheet would be great. It is. But that's nothing to be excited about. Remember, if I had a $10 and I put it in the bank and I owed nobody any money, I would be 100% solvent as well. Okay? Just means it's not going to go bankrupt because it doesn't have any debt, but it's not doing very much now. Is it time to buy it? Well, I don't know. I'm going to give my final thoughts when I come back to our guest, but I will tell you, don't expect a short squeeze. We have 1.98% of short squeezing. No one's short in this. We're not going to get a short squeeze, not enough volume, not enough short interest. So now I've done a review. Let me come back to my guest, F Caban is with us today. One of our members wanted to call in and ask me to review this. So I've done it live for the very first time. I like this. I like mining companies that bring us precious metals. We can see the benefit to that. However, this company's been around since 1968. It's gone public to raise money. Remember why a company goes public, not to do everyone a favor, to raise funds for itself. Elon Musk doesn't take SpaceX public. You know what I mean? It's not a thing you do just because, to help people. It's because you need the money, right? It's not been able to make any money. It seems to be a scalp trading's dream, so it pops up and down. It's losing money consistently. You're buying it. What draws you to this stock? This is a very high risk stock. However, with the right technicals from Sensei, you can definitely trade this if you are a trader and you want to buy this movement. Definitely. But that's a risky business, and 95% of day traders lose money. So just bear that in mind. Most will make more money just by owning the S&P and sitting around for 10 years. What draws you to this? Why are you interested in it?
So, the main reason why I was interested was because this is the only company in the United States that mines this material.
Okay.
On top of that, from the research that I've made, 80% of this material is in China. And if China is going to ban it from the United States, then this company is going to draw a lot of eyes to start mining. The company did say that they are 50% productive. They did appoint a new CEO, Gary C. Evans, around September 2023. Okay. And they did show up in the NobleCon conference, which is, I believe, some type of, I'm not 100% sure what it is. I did search it up and it said it's a annual emerging growth equity conference. So they did show up a few days ago or last week and presented their presentation. I watched their presentation. It was like 20 minutes long. Well-spoken man, the CEO. And yeah, I was just interested into seeing if a lot of people are going to have eyes on it for the future or not. Friday, the market or the volume, I think the average volume was 3 million, while the actual volume on Friday was 20 million. So I figured maybe a lot of people are buying it. I'm not sure if they are buying it.
It recently popped, didn't it?
Yeah. So I was just wondering if that might be the future of the company, since we are seeing some talks. And plus this morning with the PPTA, not agreement, but evaluation testing, that was also interesting. So, yeah.
Well, I like your approach to the stock, and you sell it well. It sounds, you've convinced me from what you're saying. I can see all the points you've made there are very valid and could give, momentum into the stock and, like you say, draw eyes onto it. I like that. But if we look at the stock, it's made statements like this before. I'm looking at the 5-year at the moment, and it's popped up and straight back down again. We get a lot of this sort of stuff that it could be a good trading position. You certainly, I don't know if now would be the right time to buy it because it's back up to that near all-time high again. It's back up to that point, like it did 4 years ago. I like the fact you seem to know the business that you own, that you want to own a business. You seem to understand it, and the points you make are good. I like that. However, two things worry me. The balance sheet is great. It's not going to go bust. You can buy it and own it. It's been around for a long time. So it doesn't look like it's a sort of business that wants to go bankrupt anytime soon. I like that. What I don't like, though, is the involvement of Chinese manipulation. Anything to do with China, that scares the hell out of me. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't end well. Don't like that. The idea that, Trump could benefit this stock, but, whether you're Republican or Democrat, we all agree he can be unpredictable and we don't know what's exactly going to happen, what he says and what he does or do different things. It's not the sort of thing I would like to own. I can see why you could trade it, and with the technical chart from Sensei, I can see, but looking at it now just quickly wouldn't look like an entry point to me. But I can see what you're saying about, the way it's working.
Yeah,
but
I felt like there was 2 points that was very important.
Definitely.
If China continues the ban, then okay, this is going to be interesting. And also, if they do get a DoD, Department of Defense agreement, then that would also skyrocket. But
I agree. But the stock market doesn't work like that. That's how it works in principle. Common sense would say that. But remember, we've seen time and time again live on this show, really great news from a stock and it dump. And everyone goes, why is it dumping? Like last night, people said, why is an XRP going to the moon? Everyone's watching 60 Minutes. It's great. This is like crypto's mainstream now, but it dumped. Well, because if a stock gets good news, the people that can move the stock, me and you can't move the stock, right? But the people that can move the stock go, this is good, we're up, I'm going to sell it all, it drives it down so I can buy more and do it again. And very often we see stock go down on earnings when they beat, and everyone goes, I can't understand it. What's going on? It's Wall Street doing what Wall Street does. It makes perfect sense. So the fact that Wall Street gave this a strong buy, they like it. Of course they like it. It's up right now. They dump it tomorrow and they buy it back and do it again. I would have patience, even if it got away from me, go, that's okay. Remember, my policy is I never lose. 19 trades, 19 wins. I'm always making money. I'm protecting my money rather than chasing wins. That's my policy on this show. I'd be looking, I wouldn't buy this. It's not a buy for me. It's not the sort of stock I would own. Even if I was buying stocks, which I don't, to be impartial, I only own the S&P. If I was trading this, I would definitely not buy on the basis of what if China, Trump, America, what if. That sounds like gambling to me, because even though you've done the research and you know the business, that will bite you in the arse because it won't work out like that. 9 times out of 10, what sounds obvious, or this sounds great, and it should make sense, does the opposite, because it does make sense, so people sell it to buy it back more. So if you like it, I would have patience. I would let it trim and dump and then buy it. I wouldn't buy it now because the risk to reward doesn't really make any sense at this level, because if you were buying it now and it goes down, what has it done over the last 3 months? Over the last 1 week, it's up 123%. Okay, and over the last day, it's gone down today. It's flat today, but 126% on this week. So it's popped on this news. We never buy the news; we buy the rumor, right? We sell on the news. If it gets away from you, it gets away from you. There's plenty of great businesses you can own where you won't lose money and you'll make money waiting for a pullback. So I get why you might want to buy it, because you think it makes sense what you said in a sensible world. I get it. But in the reality, I think we're waiting for a big sell-off now. What do you think? I
really do. I made some money from it, and I was just wondering if I should make some more. Or
right, hang on. How much? You don't have to tell me how much money you made. That's fine. I share with my audience everything, but you don't have to do that. What's your profit? What percentage did you make, percentage-wise?
I'll tell you how much I made. I made 1.3K so far.
Okay. What percentage though?
From percentage, I believe it was. Let me check. I believe it was around 16%, if I'm not mistaken.
16%.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just put that into context a minute, and I think people forget this. You made 16%, which is more than you're going to make on the S&P. And how long did you in a year? And how long did you do it to make that?
The 16% was 4 days.
4 days.
Yes.
4 days,
Yeah.
what you could make on the 500 best businesses in the world. Think about that. In a year, you made in 4 days. Did you do it on your IRA or your tax-free account, or did you do it on your brokerage account?
No, I did it in my brokerage account.
Always do it on your IRA. Then you do it for free. You could have traded it for free, and there's no tax to pay at the end of the year. So what will happen now at the end of the year? The tax man, your brokerage will tell the tax man you made 16%. That's a gain. That's a taxable event. You'll pay tax on that. So you'll pay 20%. If you're a taxpayer or whatever, you know that anyway, right? So just bear that in mind. I would congratulate myself. I would take my 16%, say thank you very much, and I would look for what's on sale today, not what's pumping today. Nvidia, for example, is down today. The S&P, I think, is always a good buy when you've made profit. You never lose with that in over time. So I wouldn't be chasing it today because you've just had a win. Otherwise, you sound like a gambler who just won the lottery and now wants to bank it all and do it again. The odds are you're going to lose in a minute. So
yeah, most likely. Yeah, I mean, thank you very much. I really appreciate your insight and your experience. I want to thank you as well because of you, I did buy Robinhood whenever it was $18, and now it's
nice.
Now it's like $39, which is great. So
yes.
Yeah, thank you for that, and yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Well, thank you for being on, and thank you for being part of this video. I'm going to close it up. We've made a good review here, and I think people can now make their own decisions of which way they want to go. You've presented a good fundamental story why it's a good idea. I presented the balance sheet and the narrative behind all of that, and people then can make their own decision. For me, I wouldn't buy it at these levels. Absolutely not. But anyone can do what they want. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you very much indeed. Wow, there we go. What a great interview guest F. Caban was today. Do you like this stock? Is it for you? I've got to be honest, I wouldn't buy it at this level, but if you are a risk taker and you think, wow, it's going up and I like what he was saying, join Sensei on Sunday to find the technical element of this review, and then you can make an informed decision. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here, I shall create a playlist for antimony. Right in there, I shall create a playlist for it. So any news, any earnings, any breaking news, I can update it. If anybody likes this video, I'll cover it for you. And down here, I'll put my Alpha Spread playlist. All of the reviews I've done, over 200, and you can go and see all my reviews. This will make its way right at the top of the Alpha Spread playlist today, as it's my latest review. Thank you very much for calling in and giving me the chance to review that with a live debate. That was the first time ever. I really enjoyed it. He knew what he was talking about. He knew he's done some research. He likes the principle. But remember, just because a stock makes sense on the story side doesn't always work out that way, does it? It's a hard life out there. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.